What's going on, guys? Arrow here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about what's been going on with Nintendo in 2020, as now we finally have some official confirmation about what's going on with their games this year. So I think by now we can all agree that Nintendo's 2020 has definitely been very interesting, to say the least. It's definitely done things that Nintendo really hasn't done before, and it's just been very unusual with the direction that everything has been going. We pretty much got a Nintendo Direct that happened last year on September 4th of 2019, which didn't even have any insane announcements to begin with, aside from Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition at the very end. But then since then, we have not had a full-on main general Nintendo Direct for over 300 days. Once 2020 began in January, we were all speculating about that January Nintendo Direct and when it was going to drop and give us some new information on games and things like that. It never came. Nothing happened in February. But then in March, we got a little Nintendo Direct Mini that gave us an update on a couple of games like Xenoblade as well as other things. But yeah, we really just have not gotten much else. And just yesterday, we got a brand new series of Nintendo Direct Mini called the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, where they basically just talked about a few amount of third-party titles that are going to be coming to the Switch. So it's just been a very weird year for Nintendo. We haven't really been getting any announcements for their first party games, and even the announcements that we did get were just randomly drops, like that brand new Paper Mario game, Paper Mario The Origami King, that just got randomly dropped in a trailer on a random Thursday morning, and it ended up being a brand new Paper Mario game. But then, like, besides that, we have not had a full-on normal Nintendo Direct full of like first party games or anything like that. Now, I will say Nintendo's 2020 hasn't been god-awful. I've come from the 2016 Wii U era where we basically had no games, so it's not like that. I mean, there's still been some pretty decent things that have come out this year. Of course, we had Animal Crossing New Horizons, a huge game that came out for the Nintendo Switch earlier this year in March. We had Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, a very big RPG adventure with over hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay in there, so that definitely came out. And then, of course, we have some other cool things that are sprinkled in there as well, like Paper Mario The Origami King, as well as a couple of things with DLC. I mean, we've gotten DLC inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield with the Isle of Armor DLC. We've gotten DLC characters inside of Smash Bros with Min Min, as well as Byleth that came earlier this year. So I don't agree with people who say Nintendo's 2020 has just been completely horrendous and awful, but it definitely has not been to the level of steam that most of their other years have had. Now, people have been speculating for a while what is going on with Nintendo. Like, what is the reason behind this? Why are they not talking about their upcoming games, what they have in development? Why are they not giving us like full-on normal Nintendo Directs? And everybody was speculating that more than likely 99% it was because of what's going on in the world right now with the virus, as it has pretty much impacted every single company and business, so it only makes sense that it probably impacted Nintendo as well. I mean, the virus has definitely impacted a lot of things that were supposed to happen this year. Big events like E3. We already know that E3 would have been crazy this June to have all the companies show up and give their big announcements, and of course you already know Nintendo would have come through, give us a Nintendo Direct at E3, and there would have been Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay in there. There would have been some really cool Smash announcements. Of course it would have happened, but because of everything happening, that unfortunately wasn't the case. Now, I'm pretty sure Nintendo did make a statement earlier this year where they did say that the virus was not impacting them that much and that everything still seems like it should be going pretty normally, but it seems like that they have retracted on that statement, and now they've kind of put up an update where it does seem like that yes, Nintendo is being impacted a lot by this virus, and it's just been very hard for them. Now, of course, I will have this article linked below in the description if you guys want to go and read it for yourself after you're done watching the video. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at this article right here. It basically says, Nintendo shares a detailed statement on the impact the pandemic has had on development and says that schedules may be impacted. So it says here, a few weeks back, we shared a statement from Shinya Takahashi, general manager of Nintendo, concerning the impact of the pandemic on Nintendo's development schedules. It reads as follows. So this is what Mr. Shinya Takahashi said. He said, while product development is a little bit behind schedule in some areas due to the impact of COVID-19, game releases planned for this fiscal year are currently not affected. However, if the impact of COVID-19 is prolonged or becomes more severe, we may not be able to release future titles in line with existing plans. So this is what was said a couple weeks ago, and now we finally have an update thanks to Nintendo's 2020 report, and the new update basically says, development schedules may be impacted due to the difference in development environment between working from home and in office, since teleworking is implemented at the company and its partners. As a result, we may not be able to proceed with the release of Nintendo products and the start of services as planned. Nintendo will continue to conduct business operations by taking necessary measures so that it can continue to provide an environment which consumers can enjoy its products and services while giving due consideration to the health and safety of its consumers and employees. So yeah, there you have it. Nintendo pretty much retracted that statement that they mentioned earlier this year and said that the virus has kind of been impacting them a lot because of how it is hard for them to work at home compared to working at the company. And yeah, it's just going to be a little bit rough to see how Nintendo is going to be doing this year. And I know everybody likes to bring up the fact that other companies have also been going through stuff with the virus, but have also been releasing multiple news announcements and things like that, like Sony, and now Xbox is going to be doing their presentation later this week as well. But the thing is, you guys got to understand, every company handles the virus and the situation a little bit differently, and unfortunately for Nintendo, as a Nintendo fan, it just seems a little bit unfortunate because for them it definitely seems like that this virus really just came through and messed everything up for them. And it's hard to admit that, but you know, it's kind of what the case is right now. It's literally right here in Nintendo's 2020 report. Of course, it's upsetting because it definitely does seem like Nintendo's games and plans for this year in 2020 are definitely now going to be a little bit different. I'm not saying to not expect like anything else for the rest of the year, but maybe not as much as what could have been happening in 2020 from the start. Like, I feel like maybe now we might only be able to get like 1 or 2 more first party releases, and it just seems like 2020 is just going to be one of those kind of still a little bit dry years for the Nintendo Switch. And so this all definitely makes a ton of sense. There was no way that Nintendo was planning to have 2 Nintendo Direct Minis this year, to have one in March and then to have one in July. I'm pretty sure that they were planning to have like a full-on big awesome normal general Nintendo Direct, but it probably got completely screwed over because of the virus and everything happening. And it just sucks because now they completely had to redo all of their plans, and now we have these like weird Nintendo Direct Mini partner showcases and things like that. But it is what it is. I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens for the rest of the year. And like I mentioned before, Nintendo is definitely one of the companies that I know that cares a ton about the well-being and safety of all of their employees and developers. Like, Nintendo goes insane with this, and I'm pretty sure once all of this virus stuff even started coming a bit out, they were just like, you know what, we're taking all the precautions, we're just gonna send everybody home. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because Nintendo cares a lot about all of the well-beings of their employees. I mean, Animal Crossing New Horizons, you guys remember that game was supposed to come out last year. It got delayed to 2020 of this year just so that the developers would not be so stressed out and could be able to work on it a little more relieved, and that's basically why that game got delayed. The same thing with Monolith Soft, the guys who work on the Xenoblade games. The director, Mr. Takahashi, basically said that his #1 priority is to make sure that his employees are not overworked. And so at this point, I'm not really expecting any more big announcements in terms of first-party games or releases from Nintendo this year. Of course, it is sad being a Nintendo fan, but I really think that maybe we could get 1 or 2 more things at most, but I really don't think that this year is going to be a lot more in terms of Nintendo Switch games. Of course, it's sad to see, but it is what it is. Maybe we'll just get like those Mario remasters, which are rumored to be like the holiday title, and that might really just be it for Nintendo for the rest of 2020. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that I will say from all of this is I'm just happy that Nintendo was a little bit more transparent with this Nintendo 2020 report that came out, where they basically did say that yes, COVID has been impacting them a lot, and because of that, a lot of their development plans and things have been adjusted, and a lot of it has been changed. And while this is a good thing for Nintendo's investors and shareholders, as they now do know what's been going on with Nintendo internally, behind the scenes, and why it has impacted so many announcements and reveals, I really just do wish that Nintendo could have been a bit more transparent with the fans and just the normal consumers. I really wish like they could have just put up a tweet saying, you know, the development schedules of a lot of our games have been impacted a lot because of the virus and everything happening right now. We really do apologize for the inconvenience, and we really hope to give you guys a lot more amazing announcements and fun reveals very soon. Like, I feel like if they just said that, so many people would be more understanding and just would be like, okay, Nintendo, it's all cool, you guys do you, whenever you guys got the announcements, we'll be here. But I feel like because they've just been so silent, like they don't say anything on Twitter, you constantly see all these people asking for a Nintendo Direct, asking for these reveals. If Nintendo was just transparent and honest with us, I really think this could have all been much better. But yeah, there you go guys, that is Nintendo's update on their 2020 plans and releases for this year. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of all this. What do you guys think about Nintendo basically saying that their development schedules and things have pretty much been impacted by COVID-19 and that a lot of delays and things could potentially happen? Are you guys okay with this? I personally still have an amazing backlog of games. I've got a lot of stuff to still play, so I don't really need to have brand new games right now. Of course, I'm understanding with this, so I'm fine if we only get 1 or 2 more like big announcements or big reveals and releases for the Nintendo Switch in 2020, or even if we don't get anything, like I'm perfectly fine. I've got games to play. I don't need to have something new immediately, and hopefully you guys feel the same way. Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely gonna have some more Nintendo content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at @JoeArrow so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.